Students, good morning to all. Welcome to the digital class of class 11 English. Today we are going to discuss about a poem, a photograph written by Shirley Toulson. Shirley Toulson wrote the poem Photograph in memory of her dead mother. The poem Photograph is a tribute to the poet's mother. The poem focuses 3 stages of time span and is presented in the 3 stanza of the poem written in blank verse. Photograph, as we all know, captures movement in time and also the emotions felt at the time when the photograph was taken. In the poem, the poet describes a scene when she discovers a photograph showing her mother at the time when she was in her girlhood along with her younger 2 cousins, Betty and Dolly. The photograph on the cardboard shows the narrator how it was on that particular day when her mother had gone for a sea holiday with her cousins Betty and Dolly. While they were paddling, her uncle took a photograph of them. So here, the meaning of paddling is walking barefoot in shallow water. So the 3 of the girls were walking barefoot in shallow water, and during that course, her uncle took the photograph of 3 of them. Both the cousins, Betty and Dolly, each one of them holding the hand of her mother, and her mother must be about a girl of 12 years old. She was the eldest of the 3 and had a sweet face. I hope you understand up to this. So let's proceed on with the next lines of the first stanza. A sweet face, my mother, that was before I was born, and the sea which appears to have changed less, washed their terribly transient feet. A sweet face, my mother's, that was before I was born. Here the poet narrates the face of her mother to be a sweet one and asserts that the picture was taken before she was born. So all 3 of them stood still, shoulder to shoulder, to smile through their long hair blowing across their faces at the camera whose picture was taken by the uncle holding the camera. In the picture, mother is in the middle of other 2 cousins and each of them is holding the hands of the poet's mother, their feet awash with sea water. In the 3rd line, the phrase smile through their face means because of the sea breeze played havoc with their hair and they couldn't hold back their hair and hence it covered their faces. They stood still for the picture, but the hair was all over their faces. It also indicates their happiness and joyful nature at that moment when they were carefree and innocent. Since the weather was windy, so their faces were all covered by their hair. The camera has captured the sweet smiling faces of the 3 girls and the sweet face of her mother. I hope you understand this phrase. Let's proceed on with the next phrase. In the line 7 of the first stanza, and the sea which appears to have changed less, watched their terribly transient feet. So here in these lines, the poetess is indicating the passage of time. She draws a sharp contrast between the nature changing at snail's pace that remains constant and unchanging, and the fast changing human life by describing the feat of the tree as terribly transient. The lines highlights the permanence of nature by describing the sea as constant and unchanging, and human life is fugitive, that is, lasting for a short time. The human life must have to move on, heading towards death. Here the word transient means temporary, that is, last only for a short period of time. The line, "and the sea which appears to have changed less," depicts the sea have stayed the same over the years and is eternal, and the phrase "terribly transient feat" to highlight the temporary nature of human life. The life of three girls in the picture underwent several changes, but the sea remained the same, even after 20-30 years. The imprint of the feet of the three girls left on the sea must have changed a lot during the passage of time. They all underwent several changes. As the poet's mother's sweet face had changed drastically over the years, but as compared to the sea has not changed very much. It remains the same. So here, students, we can gain the idea that human beings' life always changes, but nature always remains constant. It doesn't change. So I hope you understand the first stanza. Thank you.